welcome to another week at Ryunohara. It's now the 1st of April and this means that the bees are almost about to swarm. They're going to split hives. So it's said that the bees normally swarm around the time when sakura the petals start to fall off. So they just started blooming and I think they're going to start falling off in a few days. Plus the weather has been quite unstable. It's gotten quite cold. Today's quite cold, but then tomorrow will be sunny, then it'll be cold again. The bees like a period when there's a lot of sun, so I expect them to swarm next week. And this means that the beehives all have to be ready. Last year I put out 2 beehives, this one here, another one behind the camera, but no bees came. So I think that was because there was renovation happening here last year. It was too noisy, too much movement for them. Plus this, I had it facing this way, which is wrong because the bees don't want to come this way. And I've moved it to face this way instead. Not the best because it's facing west. Bees like south or east facing entrances. But I guess this has to do with where the house is concerned. So that means that I have put out other beehives also, just in case the bees prefer other places. And I'm going to show you where the others are. That's the bottom house that's going to become a cafe. The sitting space. And this here is the beehive. It's facing the south and it's beside a tree that will have leaves soon. So hopefully the bees will like this. The theory here is that bees need a landmark and this is one of the bigger trees in your area, so they might like this. Plus it's facing south, so it's in the right direction for them to harvest stuff in the day. What they might be concerned about here when selecting their hive is that it's not so protected from these tree sites. Bees normally like a corner, at least that's the theory. So let's see. Right here is a closer look. You'll see this thing dangling here. This here is a dish, a petri dish with some pheromones dripped on top. It cost about $30 and it was developed by a university here. I think maybe it's somewhere in Kyoto, and this is supposed to help the bees locate this hive. They smell this thing this pheromone that reminds them of an orchid, and because they like that orchid, they come here to not to roost, to swarm. So that's the theory, at least. As I mentioned, it's all theory until the bees come. So yeah, this is how the beehive looks like. You'll build the hive from the top and slowly dangle down. You cut this off when you add more boxes as the hive grows, and the top part is always going to be honey. The bottom part is going to be the larvae. So the larvae. So larvae. So you leave that, the eggs get kept in there. Just remove the top part with honey, and that's how the system works. It's called a pile box hive. P-I-L-E box hive. Okay, another place. This one here is below the eaves of a very old shed. So house, you saw the hive just now with the tree. This is even lower. And same concept, pile box hive. But this one has 2 roofs. So maybe these are for bees want to stay dry. It's facing west again, which is not perfect, but let me show you what's on the west. The hive is right here. And the mountains there, this part here has lots of native trees. It's too steep for the forestry people to plant cedar trees. So you can see some cedar trees right at the top. That's all farmed, all man-made, so there's not so much variety going on. But over here on this slope, there's lots of variety of plants. It's been left as is. So I'm expecting the bees to be able to harvest from those mountains and come back home here. Again, this shed here is quite obvious from the air. You can see the zinc plates. They're all blue and grey, so it's easy to spot from a distance. Plus, it's below a sakura tree and an ume tree. Nobody walks here either, so it's very quiet and it's a great place for a beehive. I think so. Bees, please come. And this is the last location on the property. I have two more placed at my friend's Shu's house, which is about 20 minutes from here, 25 minutes from here down south. So there's one in his tea farm, amidst his tea bushes, and another one behind his house, where his father used to keep bees. So maybe he'll get, maybe there'll be bees there, I'm not sure. But if there are, I'll show you where they are. But for now, this is the last one I've prepared on the property. This one here has a slightly more elongated roof, and it's under a sakaki tree, a clearer tree, and there's also this kind of dead yuzu tree. I'm not sure if it's alive, it looks kind of dead. I think it might be alive. Anyway, it's next to these two trees on a empty pot. I think this was used to ferment stuff in the past. So it also has this pheromone thing, and oh yeah, the other thing I didn't mention is that I have dripped I've dripped beeswax, Japanese beeswax on the top board, the roof, so that bees think that other bees have been here before. Apparently bees like second-hand homes. They don't like new homes. So there's also a bit of beeswax here, just to show them that there's beeswax inside. So yeah, these are the 5. You didn't see the second one. The second one was at the house, but there are 2 at the house, 1 by the tree, 1 by the shed down below, and this one amidst the trees. Different hive for different bees. Let's see who chooses what, and if any of them get populated this year. I really do hope so, because these things do cost quite a bit of money, and it's over $100, almost $200 buying just these pheromones. So this was not supposed to be in the video. I thought, well, I've pasted enough paper on doors and all that on video, and I don't think you're going to see more pasting of paper on doors. But I'm holding this because after washing the door, I scraped off the paper here, and this is on back. So it's pasted like this, and like this. I peeled it off, and lo and behold, an empty certificate for students leaving primary school, elementary school, from the Meiji period. It says very clearly, Meiji. So I've always wondered if the house is really 120 years old, if the doors are 120 years old, and apparently, yes, it is. The Meiji period is well over 100 years ago. So Meiji period doors from 1889 or before. Quite fantastic, right? These doors. So I was planning to paste paper on them. And these have to go. But I feel really bad throwing away paper that's been there for 100 years. So maybe I'll keep this one piece to remember it by. Who would have guessed? So this guy here, I think it's a drawing. Somebody drew this by hand, I think, onto this, or it might be a piece of paper. A very thin piece. Yeah, it's a very thin piece of paper, and it's quite amazing. You can see how this guy's hairstyle. Oh wow! How this guy's hairstyle is like. Okay, the bottom part's gone. Oh wow, there's this too. There's a... Oh wow, this is very nice. This is a Morning Glory hiding under all these sheets of certificates. All these other drawings. This one here is printed. It's printed too. It's quite amazing to see what's under here, because I've been this is in my bedroom, so I've been sleeping right next to all these things, and I didn't know that there was this whole other layer to this this wooden plank. So you can see this guy here. It doesn't look very happy. I'm not sure what he's doing. You can see his hairstyle. It's been cut by scissor. So scissor cut hairstyle. He has a Japanese style robe on, and inside you can see a shirt. Very interesting.